Hey, good morning. I'm back at the Alberg 30, and today I'm going to go ahead and work on getting that mast beam off. Right here, I've got this set up, this ratchet set up to hold a nut. I've got two nuts right here through the beam. One of them is loose, one of them is not. I'm trying to get this, the one that's not loose off so I can go ahead and remove it. Okay, first we'll give this a try. Here I've got got an impact driver. The thing is that the width of this is not anywhere close to the width of the actual screw, but we're gonna just give this a go anyway. See what happens here. Hold your ears. See, it's actually bending this tip. And now it's actually broken the tip off. This is the one I'm trying to get out over here. This one I've got the nut off. Let's see if I can. This doesn't want to move. There we go. Okay, that's good. Figure if we move this one all the way, maybe we can find out some of the secrets of this other one. I thought maybe it was threaded in. Doesn't look like it is, so let me tap it out from below. Well, there you go. Oh, I guess I'm gonna drill it out. I got the bolt here. I'll just drill it from the top. If I can take the head off, I can go ahead and drop it back through. These bolts won't be hard to find. Okay, we'll move up in size. This is getting close to the actual shaft size. We've got, and I think we're at least as deep as the head now in this hole. Okay, I'm stepping up one more bit size to 3/8, which looks like exactly what the bolt is. I must be really close to the edge of that bolt head. Actually, I think I'm right there. So shouldn't be much hanging on to get that bolt free. Excellent. I really hope I don't have to go through that for these other 4 bolts here. Okay, let's take off this twiny thing that I put on here. Okay. So this is what you had at the other end. That's the corrosion we were fighting. Before I take this out, I just want to look again regarding the layout of this. What is this? A gap of about, well, 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch. This is at the port side, forward side of the beam, and then we've got beam just runs inside the bulkheads. The bulkheads are actually forward of the beam itself, and they had this little spacer here for the forward cabin door. And let's see, they've got, doesn't look like there's any space in here between the beam and the cabin top, but they did put some bead of sealant in there, some sort of rubberized caulking, Sikaflex something, I imagine. And I can't tell over here if there, I don't think there's much of a gap over here at all. Maybe explore that a little bit more. Okay, with this, the aft starboard side of the beam looks like it's really quite close. Just the tiniest gap to the starboard cabin top. So I think this, maybe, I don't know if they were not concerned about it or what, but I think when I put all this back together, I'm going to have a much bigger lip of fiberglass here holding the beam to the cabin top. And then we'll do bolts through the bulkheads here. And, well, you know, the gap over here, the aft side on the port, the aft port side of that beam, there's not much of a gap. Maybe an 1/8 inch, so much more over here. Something to consider, and I don't see any gap really up here at all. Forward top side looking aft. So let's see if we can go ahead and get this out. I don't know if that's going to be a good place for you to view things or not. We've got 3 nuts and bolts over here for the port side nav light. I guess really all I gotta do is just pull that bolt out. Okay, we got that bolt out now. Let's see if we can pull this down a little bit more. This is terrific because now I can duplicate this. I started cutting out a wood beam out of mahogany, and now this is going to be the template. And that's why I didn't want to cut it when I was getting that bolt out. I didn't want to cut this because this is the template. But you see the flat spot right here. There's the interior here. You see the bulkheads don't even reach the cabin. I don't know if you can see that. The bulkheads don't reach the cabin top, which is fascinating. Here they put some sort of filler. Looks like just glue, frankly. Oh, that might have been part of the problem. Not sure what's going on here, but they put some sort of, kind of see that, just kind of crappy tape or something. But also this fiberglass just kind of comes right off. Okay, here's a look forward without the beam. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to leave these 2 here so that I can have a guide when I put the other beam in. That will ensure that it's straight across, and so when I put the other bulkhead, I scarf the other bulkhead in, it'll be easier to line up and such. So these are okay for the time being as they are. These are not budging. So I guess the thing to do is I can screw them, I can drill them out as I did these 2 center ones, to take the heads off, pull the plate off, and once I pull the plate off, perhaps I'll have enough exposure to the bottoms of these bolts that I could get a pair of vice grips or some other mechanism on there to turn them out. But the slotted hole that I have here, along with the corrosion I suspect between the aluminum and the stainless steel, is proving insurmountable with the tools here. Again, these bolts don't go straight through. They don't go all the way through to the cabin, to the interior of the cabin. So I have to bring them out this way. I really don't want to put any holes, if I can avoid it, into the cabin. It's still the rainy season. Although I have to get in to test this deck area anyways. If it's water saturated, I may have to rebuild this mast step no matter what. I really don't want to do that. Got myself a new bit, and it seems to be working on this forward port side slowly. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Wow. It's not much. Okay, let's see if we can get some of these others off. I got... This one is drilled. It's still being tenacious. And these two right here have not yet really been touched. So this last one does not want to go. Let's see how we're jamming that up pretty good. I got those two heads off at least. Let's see what I can do about this. I don't know what that is. Some sort of like an attempt to save the aluminum, looks like. You see there's some cracks in the gel coat. I suspect if I drill into this, I'm going to find some pretty rotten stuff into there. For better or worse, I didn't bring with me any vice grips. So those are staying, those stuck nuts, or bolts rather, are staying where they are for now. So I'm just going to fill the holes with butyl tape so I don't get any water down below. Okay, I'll plug, just temporary stuff, nothing special. Okay, this is what we've got side by side here. Here is the old beam, and you'll see that it's layered vertically, more like a cake, which to me just seems like a recipe for disaster. And of course, these things did fail. And that's why I'm replacing it. Here is the new beam that I made, and now it is not yet shaped. You know, there's still work to do to make it fit appropriately. I did oversize it to some extent, and you'll see here also, if we turn these around, this is 2 pieces of 2-inch mahogany. I thickened some epoxy and joined those two. And when I joined them, what I did was I roughed up the faces with 80 grit sandpaper, and then I wiped down the surface with acetone to clean that up a little bit. Next, I went over both faces with unthickened epoxy and saturated both faces there. And before that cured, I went ahead and thickened up some epoxy with some Cabasil, and then applied that, and then kind of smushed them together. I did apply some force using clamps, but not much, just to keep them together, because with the thickened epoxy between them, they really wanted to kind of slip and slide. But so anyways, these are joined, and I'll go ahead and use the original as a template, except for this flat spot here. But to get this close, I'll cut this down some more and shape it to the appropriate size so I can fit it to the boat. And a lot of people have been asking me about the plates. Well, these aluminum plates here were used as a fix for the original mast beam problem. And I don't see any reason why not to continue to use these plates. I will drill brand new holes and fit them to align perfectly with the new mast beam, and then sandwich the whole thing together once the new beam is glassed into place back on the boat. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to, please subscribe to the channel.